Hey everybody, I am trying a new format today where I am gonna tell you a story and you can watch me draw something. I have a few of these planned that I'm gonna do in the future. I'm not really sure what the schedule is gonna be like because it depends on whether I can come up with a good story or not, but I'm just gonna pull out interesting things that have happened to me and talk about them while I draw, so I hope you enjoy. Today's story is a little bit on the medical side. It's not super gross or gory or anything like that, but it does talk about joints, flexibility, and hypermobility, so if that kind of stuff might bother you, you should skip this one. I've been going through a lot of issues lately with my joints. My hands ache, my wrists burn, my shoulders just feel wrong. I am a hot mess of pain. I've had to slow down drawing comics because it's gotten easy to overwork my joints, but I've also had to alter how I tackle everyday tasks around the house as well. The whole situation is deeply frustrating. It's taken a few months and talking to a lot of doctors and specialists about what might be up, and the grand conclusion is I have hypermobile joints. So what the heck is that? Basically, the ligaments and connective tissue that hold my body together are way more flexible than they should be, and so it's very easy to hyperextend a joint and injure myself. Some people refer to it as being double jointed, but that's not really a super accurate way of describing it. It's a genetic disorder, so I've been this way my whole life and haven't really realized how different my body was in some ways. I always assumed that all of these weird, unstable joint feelings were something everyone experienced, and I just wasn't good at dealing with it, or I was just clumsy. Turns out it's actually some kind of family curse or something. When I was a kid, my knees were always super wobbly, and I could bend myself like a pretzel. Like the rest of me, my fingers have always been extremely flexible, and I just didn't think anything of it. Quick warning, this next bit might be kind of a gross description, so be warned. I can basically bend my thumbs all the way back to touch my forearms like it's no big deal. I can do just about the same with my pinky fingers, and the other fingers have varying degrees of flexibility in between. These are not good things to do, they're just reality for me. Anyway, I grew up this way, made it through school and on to college, and I went on to study art. And it seems pretty common as an exercise in early art classes to draw hands over and over and over. It's a good exercise since most people generally have two of them, and you always have a reference at hand, haha. Hands are tricky to draw anyway, so I have a lot of memories of doing pages and pages of these, sometimes just for practice and sometimes to be discussed in class. I remember doing a page of my hand in various positions, bending my fingers and spreading my hand on a tabletop, slightly flexed. The teacher came around, checking out everyone's work, and pointed out that my drawings were off and bent too extremely, and weirdly exaggerated. I noticed what he was pointing out, but I just didn't know how to respond, since I had literally just drawn the hand attached to my arm. But I pressed on anyway, trying to make my hands look like everyone else's drawings, even though my real hands didn't look like that at all. I also posted sketches online a bunch at the time. I didn't have great references available, so sometimes I would pose and take a reference picture with my camera. I still do this. It's an incredibly useful tool to get exactly what you need. Anyway, I was drawing some kind of sword fighting pose or something like that, and when I posted it, someone replied that it was good except that arms can't bend that way. Again, I was super puzzled because it matched up to the photo of how my own real arm really bent. A lot of this experience only clicked for me recently, while I was in various doctor's appointments having my hands examined more thoroughly than ever in my entire life. My drawings were weird because my hands are weird. I was drawing what I was seeing, but what I saw was just myself, being a little different from everyone else. I do think these techniques and experiences have affected the way I draw to this day. I use references more than ever, usually someone who isn't very overtly, apparently hypermobile like me, or a 3D posable model. Try and get things to look more right. But I'm starting to think that maybe I'll just start including more characters in my art and comics who are hypermobile, just because I can add that much more myself. Even if it isn't right, it's still real. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and if you enjoy this, leave a comment and let me know if you've had any weird experiences like this, or if you're hypermobile like me, or if you just want to hear me talk about some other kind of art school experience, or anything, really. Yeah, I want to do more videos like this. This was kind of fun, and I'd love to hear what you think. If you like my art and you're interested in the stuff I do, you should check out my Twitch streams at twitch.tv/radiochio, it's all one word, or visit my website at radiochio.com. Thanks again for watching.